kind of strategy. As we get to see, first of all, the defensive composition for Cyclops Athlete Gaming being set up here. And it is going to be Orisa, Junkrat, Widow, but not in the high ground, because the other strategy is that you actually hold on the front section. Technically still high ground, just one level below, but still very good.
Yeah, and it's a little bit more of a, I guess I'd say a little bit more safe, like a little bit, it's not as hard to regain, right? Because obviously once the Orisa falls down from the really high position, you're kind of stuffed. Unless you win the point and then you can reset up on that front high ground, it's a little harder to come back from. Either way, we're going to see Widow battles, we're going to see Xiaolin come in with the Genji, and ooh, are we going to see once again this single Mercy triple DPS composition? It seems to be a real theme tonight.
I believe we are, and it's quite sad there. Ting actually spotted the steel trap, but 1010 didn't, so he's trying to laser away at it, but 1010 steps in regardless. Not going to take too much damage, unlike Mango Joe, who does take a lot of damage. So much damage, he's going to go down early to Old Depp from the back line, and suddenly for Hong Kong Attitude, well, this push is not looking too healthy anymore. I want to say as well, the other reason why this is Orisa sets up front is so that you can have this frontal pressure, so that Depp can get those very early shots.
Yeah, you see him, he's getting damage boosted by the Mercy a lot of the time, either that or the Junkrat. Both of them have, you know, reasons why you do one or the other, and Macau we see is far behind Depp at the moment in ult percentage. This means that Sabagod is going to need a little bit of peel from Claire as we see Mango Jai come around the side, and oh, the Orisa's down already.
But while Claire was gone to heal Sabagod, he was not healing Samaraida, and Hong Kong Attitude with the successful diversion onto the back line with Mango Jai, I should probably say here. Hong Kong Attitude just dived on top of the CAG defense while Claire was away, and that spelled the doom for Samaraida, who now has to return as a Winston to get back to the point on time. Xiaolin looking for the D-Mech, will find it. Kemo Harora going to have to be content with being in Baby D before for the time being. Actually takes down Tenten on the other side, so not too bad in terms of the innings right now. And Cyclops Athlete Gaming collecting enough kills that they should be able to hold on to this defense, but it was not easy.
Yeah, the Genji is going to lead the Mercy to water if their water is spawned at the moment, as they do manage to just sneak out with Xiaolin still with that Dragon Blade in his back pocket, but they know where they are. The Infrasight, you can see it's about halfway used right now, just looking for this Mercy to poke out, but the attitude from Hong Kong right now is that they're just going to be passive. They're going to sit behind and wait for that Infrasight to go until it's no longer revealing their positions to the enemy team.
And, well, their name certainly isn't Passive Attitude, so we'll see if Hong Kong Attitude can get a bit more aggressive right now. Do survive barely, a Ting does. The Riptide coming up from Tayo. Nearing that now very much needed Primal Rage as Hong Kong Attitude now. Blade is in for Xiaolin, looking for tasty targets. We'll find two with one slash. That's exactly what you want to see if you're HKA right now. And the Transcendence from Sabagod not going to do nearly enough to stop Xiaolin. Doesn't save his own life coming out of there. 10-10 collects both. Gets himself D-Mech, but who cares at this rate? Hong Kong Attitude got themselves a cap.
Yeah, so Hong Kong Attitude, because they seem to be chasing Xiaolin and CQB there, they don't get reset up on the front ground there. They actually pull all the way back to the point. And this just, it's like they've pushed themselves into a corner there. It allows Hong Kong Attitude to really just, you know, smash them in, and then that double swing from Xiaolin, that's what we want to see. The Dragon Blade really opening that fight wide open for HKA as they take this second point. Wow, CAG taking a very early fight here.
Yeah, they want to open up this point themselves defensively at least, and with one kill, no resurrection to be played with because there's no mercy. Macau sent packing as well. Hong Kong Attitude return back to their base. And Cyclops Athlete Gaming rewarded for their very proactive efforts. They're going to allow them to charge up their ultimates a little bit quicker as well, which they will need to stop this incoming tide of ult charge from HKA.
Okay, so Samaraida, he's up the top here. He's got the Primal Rage ready to go, and he doesn't even have time to use it because of that Doomfist.
He's got the Primal Rage ready to know at this point, and Xiaolin says, yes, yes, I want more. But Kemba Hororo says you've had enough, and this push might have just had enough as well. Too many members now from Hong Kong Attitude may be dead already. Still some valuable trades coming through from a Ting and Macau. They need a little bit more. That spawn advantage will certainly be coming into effect very shortly, and Depp is going to show what that spawn advantage can do for you. Gets himself to, and with that Hong Kong attitude again, slowed down but not necessarily out.
It didn't feel like they ever really had a chance to fully cap the point there, though. Perhaps if they got on and got another couple of quick kills, they might have got a tick or two. It's not to be, though. Hong Kong attitude are going to fully reset. A Ting changing over to the Reinhardt now. This is an interesting swap. You know, obviously Depp on the other side is going to easily be able to bash him out with that shield and stun him up. Now we do have... and that's a Graviton Surge. Sorry, Azaya trying to build up the Graviton Surge, also coming into the mix for HKA. They've got lots of ultimates ready to go. And Cybergod, well, his transfers will save him from this.
Well, Tyre, though, I mean, he does have this flank in, but he's not getting any kills just yet. Can't find anything. Almost dies as well. The Mango Jai Coalition's got to keep his team topped up and ready to push through onto the point itself, which Hong Kong Attitude now are all but too ready to assault. Meteor Strike ready to go for Macau should he need it, and right now is when he wants to use it. The hook coming in from Thailand doesn't secure a kill. Macau meeting his end to Tyre's blade there, or to the shurikens at least. The Maygle actually being super effective from Cyclops at the gaming against what Hong Kong Attitude are running here, splitting up their team. Earthshatter barely connects onto something maybe, but no kills, so it doesn't matter. And for Hong Kong Attitude, another push rebuffed, another push unsuccessful, back to their base once more.
You know, look, I wouldn't blame Macau if he got the colors mixed up, because as a caster, we've done it many times there, but it almost seemed like he forgot who his team was. Sure, buddy. He meteor punched into his own team there when there was so many other targets around. That was a little bit strange, but either way, Hong Kong Attitude, once again, they don't make it. They've got a minute and 40 left to go. This time they do have the Graviton Surge, though, and they're going to have the blender combo. Xiaoyu Lin is about to get that whole hog up. Honestly, it can do enough damage that it can go through Cybergod's Transcendence, even if he's right in the middle of it.
It's 2018, so we're going to introduce a new recipe, a new ingredient here, Coalescence, perhaps to be used with that combination. But Tyre's going to strike first. If he can find a member, and he does, 10-10 going down. But the whole hog coming in with Coalescence to back up. Unfortunately, finds no kills. Earthshatter finds a little bit more. And with that Shining to clean up the depth, Ting onto Sabagod. Starting to look very good now for Hong Kong Attitude's offense. They had to commit 3 ultimates, but they are now reaping the rewards of that commitment. And for CAG, unfortunately, this is not going their way. No kills coming through. Death has respawn, has a blizzard, and he's got to use it right now. If he does not use this, if he does not get the value, this is going to be the cap over very quickly. CAG need options.
Oh. He was just waiting for too long. He made his presence known by firing out the icicles. If he was going to wait to use the blizzard, he had to stay silent and stay unseen to come out at the last moment. Luckily, a res and a couple of healing beams coming out from Claire here with the Valkyrie, as he is actually going to allow Depp to get time to get back in with the blizzard. This might save the point for CAG.
Quick reactions there as well means he dodges the Earthshatter coming out from a Ting. And a Ting does not dodge the blade coming out of Tyre, and with the blizzard backed up by the Dragon Blade, it will be enough. 5 seconds and less now remaining. Hong Kong Attitude have taken a long time to approach this point. I believe the EMP was used already. Sound a barrier onto 4 members, but will that be enough? Transcendence to counter from the opposite end. No more ultimates after this one unless somebody charges it up. Double tank ones may be now available for CAG. Kemo Hororo should desperately be looking for a self-destruct right now. 10-10 demec'd. No one's realistically coming out on top over the other team just yet. It's even trades. Could still be anyone's game, but the spawn advantage still is in effect for Cyclops Athlete Gaming. And that means Hong Kong Attitude need a lot more picks, and an Earthshatter should secure things. An Earthshatter would deliver those said picks over to you. One reason to Kemo Hororo could be a saving grace, but he doesn't have anything to use. He's got nothing to do with this point anymore. Hong Kong Attitude, sheer will and firepower will be enough for them to get a full cap.
Who knows? Did they have more willpower or more firepower? It was very hard to tell there. All I can say is a Ting is a champion. He opened that up with a sick Earthshatter that really allowed Hong Kong to just wedge themselves in there on point B, and he finished it off with one as well. Amazing work there from the main tank player from Hong Kong Attitude, sees them able to get both points here on Temple of Anubis. This is, I mean, they have to get this. This is their map. AVRL, if they don't get this, they lose the series and their opportunity probably to top out Group B.
Well, they wouldn't be disappointed with second, but they'd much prefer first. It's not the same position, and a lot more benefits to being in that #1 spot. As a reminder, if you finish first, you face it up against the 4th best team from the opposite group. If you finish second, you face up against the 3rd best team, and that could be the difference. You'd much rather face #4 than #3 in most cases.
And think about this, AVRL. We're going to BlizzCon for the top 2 teams in this division, right? And
we're going to Bangkok, not quite BlizzCon, but close.
Sorry, not BlizzCon. Bangkok. So they're going to they're going to this final, and if they don't get the best seed possible, it's even easier for them to get knocked out in the quarters, in the semis, because it's only that top 2. They can't just be like, oh yeah, sweet, the top 4 get to go to LAN. It's a little bit easier, a little bit cushier for some of these teams. Nope, it's only the top 2 this time.
And what a journey that would be. CAG, if they could complete the miracle run, would basically find their entire 7-man roster going to 2 different World Cup stops. In both Korea, I believe, is the Japanese one, and then also Bangkok, which is the Thai stage. And that would be for the Contenders final, so for 2 different reasons. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Hong Kong Attitude are no pushovers, and they are looking to secure Temple of Anubis and complete the potential reverse sweep.
Macau here getting the benefits of that damage boost from the Mercy. A great defense matrix there from Kenmo Hiroho. Allows safe passage from his Japanese teammates there. You can see Tayo just poking at that shield, trying to break it down.
Oh,
so
okay.
Samurai can get in there, but it's Sabagod who'll go down to 10-10.
Wow, that looked pretty painful for Samurai, a lot more painful for Sabagod, who's going to be relieved right now. Get himself resurrected back into the mix, but for Hong Kong Attitude, they are losing some space here potentially, especially if Cyclops at the beginning can get that flank around the side, and now you start to see a Ting look to reposition. HKA's entire defense now has to pivot to the back end, to at least give CAG some space to work with, which is important.
See Tayo trying to go around the back here, trying to find out where they've secreted themselves. Hong Kong Attitude playing very sneaky right now, and they're just trying to jockey for position on the high ground and both on the point. Bio almost with that Dragon Blade now, as they do manage to take 10-10 out of the mech.
Some good focus fire there from Tayo and friends. They start to open up this side of the point. Samurai, you'd expect to be coming back and joining them with the resurrection in due time. It is taking some time though, and in that time, Hong Kong Attitude did find Tayo, but that's probably not enough picks. Hong Kong Attitude need a lot more kills if they actually want to survive this A push. And for Cyclops Athlete Gaming, they will finally secure it. Ults coming online, but Hong Kong Attitude, they're not too shy away from the ults themselves.
No, Hong Kong Attitude do have a couple, especially that Valkyrie, as well as the Riptide here, which can shut down a push in a matter of seconds, especially if they can find a couple of the CAG members grouped up. Look at that, an overwhelming amount of blue ticks on the other side, and Def is unparried here, as he's got a great sightline to start off with.
Shaolin, though, does find the opening onto Samurai. Unless he gets Riz back in here, the Primal Rage will be coming in late. And now, Claire giving him a bit of a lift to get to work on time. Hong Kong Attitude, maybe time to get out of this point, because they just certainly don't have the numbers anymore. They also absolutely do not have the ultimates to play with, and the fact that Cyclops Athlete Gaming have used now the majority of their ultimates for Hong Kong Attitude, if they can maybe hold on and get 1 tick, then back out, they'd be happy to collect the ultimates that Cyclops Athlete Gaming have committed and still be in a position to come back for a future fight, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen for this team.
Yeah, you've got to remember, HKA, they capped this in overtime. They do not get a second chance here, as CAG is almost too easy.
That's right, my mistake.
Overwhelming ultimate advantage they have there really allows the tanks to just not worry about pushing onto the point. They've got the Primal Rage to keep them alive, and all the meanwhile, Depth's just sitting up there in the background, just hammering down that damage. Now they've got 5 minutes to get a single tick. And this is what we talked about on King's Row. Hong Kong Attitude are going to be feeling so bad here. 5 minutes to stop one tick on point A of Anubis? I mean, that is actually asking for a miracle.
Well, Genome, you cursed me because I got the colors wrong, but that doesn't matter. The point is, Cyclops Athlete Gaming did complete that push. Hong Kong Attitude, we're not looking too tight on that defense. And that's going to mean, like you said, 504 is a huge number to overcome. And I'm pretty sure at this stage as well, because we're into the time bank, it should be the same scenario where 1/3 will get CAG the victory. And Hong Kong Attitude can only hope for a miracle draw, but no miracles to be handed out today. A draw means you lose in this series. A draw means the best you can do is go to a map 4, get one map, and finish the series 1-2, which is not a victory for Hong Kong Attitude.
Oh, of course, yeah, right. So that is a serious win, isn't it?
Yep. Technicalities.
Yeah, that's very, very rough there. 10-10. I mean, we had the close-up on the Diva. She was contemplating life, wondering where it's all gone wrong. And Hong Kong Attitude on the defense here. Well, they're playing for pride now. This usually only happens in map 4, but interestingly, we've already had it in map 3.
CG have I mean, 5 minutes to get 1/3. 4 minutes, you can easily get the whole cap. So Hong Kong Attitude have to have the best defense they've ever done, to be quite fair. And maybe that's not even going to be enough. Maybe their best isn't going to be good enough to save this point right now, to save themselves a 3-0 clean defeat. In Cyclops Athlete Gaming, though, they'll be hungry for the map wins. They're not content with the draw.
5 minutes. 5 minutes is, you've got enough time to A, build up 6 ultimates, B, probably have 2 or 3 eco pushes where you make sure that the opposition don't have any, and then push in with all of yours. It's just, oh, I don't envy Hong Kong Attitude right now.
They certainly probably wouldn't be envying themselves if that was a possible thing. Hong Kong Attitude. Tire coming through, Tire going nowhere. Pop that one as quickly as you like from depth. Mango Gigant popped by Samuraida as well, and certainly you'd expect that this point's going to get popped straight afterwards. This interior defense potentially not going to last too much longer. I think he's the only one that can realistically touch this point, and with him gone, the points should start ticking up very quickly for Cyclops Athlete Gaming. Tire with the insurance policy, just to make sure no one can defend this. Not a single Hong Kong Attitude member alive to come back onto the point. 3-0. Cyclops Athlete Gaming from Japan have done it.
Wow, this team is going to be something at the World Cup, I'll tell you that, because they're sure making a big splash over here in Pacific Contenders.
I'm certainly excited for how the prospect of this team is going to go right now. They are showing an incredible amount of skill and Contenders, and to take down, again, one of the true veterans of the Pacific scene, Hong Kong Attitude, in a 3-0 series. I have to remind people that this is a team that has taken games up against Blank when Blank were sort of at their peak, and last season, the season before that, Hong Kong Attitude have been very competitive, and this time around, despite having a pretty decent start to the season, look, CAG just do not look like they're stopping anytime soon.
Nope, they are the juggernaut right now, certainly of Group B. It'll be so interesting to see how they go against some of the stalwarts, some of the better prepared and performing teams on Group A as well. But if tonight is anything to go by, they are in a very good position to take out those wins as well. They just seem so coordinated as a team, really. And we were talking about who's going to be the sort of the star of this team tonight. Looking at the 6 players we've seen, I don't feel like there are particular standouts. What I'm seeing here is a team that knows how to work really well together, and honestly, just everybody is doing their jobs.
And the other answer to that would be, well, everyone's a standout right now, all 7 of them, because we have seen 7 members come in. Tyre has been playing the last 2 maps, Amakin played the first one, and of the performances so far, I mean, everyone has shown up in one way or another, and it's been enough to get themselves a 3-0, and I got to say, this is the team and a region and a country that has been desperately looking for this kind of result, these kind of victories for some time now. A year's worth of Japanese defeat has now led to a season's worth of just straight victories and claiming themselves the potential throne that they felt have been so sadly taken away from them. And now map number 4 about to come up.
Yeah, because if you throw your mind back to, Season 1, these were the guys that were just getting crushed every week, but they had these pieces that you knew could, eventually become something. Players like Anakin, who were just looking fantastic and have now found a nice home where they can really show their full potential in this team here, in CAG, and probably, once again, as we go into map 4.
A final chance for Hong Kong Attitude to get a map score that would at least help them in a potential tiebreaker scenario. Also note that for Hong Kong Attitude, they have to be considerate of the fact that even with this match loss today, we do also have Xavier Esports currently in 3rd place catching up. Xavier Esports are on 2-1. Hong Kong Attitude are now also on 2-1, so they have to play for a map score tiebreaker, or rather not play for, but comparison in terms of the map scores against Xavier Esports. So Hong Kong Attitude, they're not even really out of the woodworks just yet. If they don't have a good map score, they will lose their 2nd place also.
Yep. Xavier, they've lost 5 maps already by the looks of it. So, if Hong Kong lose another 4 today, they could actually go down past there, which is, yeah, that's not a good place for them to be. You're fighting for number 1, and then all of a sudden you're down in number 3, and you've got to fight the 2nd seed from the other group. That's a rough swing for them.
Slippery slope for a losing team, and a lot of hungry teams in the middle and the bottom that would like to improve their current ladder standings. I'm sure every other team would love to take Hong Kong Attitude down a notch right now, as CAG have currently been the first and only team so far in this season and in the group to be able to do so. We're only partway through. We're only halfway now through, just after halfway, I should probably say. And Cyclops Athlete Gaming, you could probably say for the rest of the season, might not even drop a series. Currently sitting at 3-0 effectively. And I will say one other thing, though. Based on their current map score 6-2, they actually have not won a series 4-0. They've always dropped a map somewhere along the way. This could be their first opportunity to get a clean 4-0 sweep. Map is ready to go, ladies and gentlemen, so let's head straight back into Route 66.
Yeah, I guess the other thing to say about the rest of the teams that they're coming up against for the season, AVRL, is they've got Incipients and Nova Esports left to play, okay? And looking at this group, you'd have to say they're the easy beats, right? So they've gone through the tough slog already. They've faced all these harder teams like Hong Kong Attitude and come out victorious. They're looking to go undefeated through this group stage now.
That would be a huge feat, from a bunch of last place finishes for Japanese teams to a 1st place finish. At least in the group stage for a Japanese team would be the turnaround the country's been waiting for some time. And to be quite honest, after having covered this region for some time, I'm quite happy to see them in that position, but I'm also a little bit saddened that Hong Kong Attitude right now are in this place where they are 0-3. So if they picked up a map win right now, that would be very good for at least their morale going into the rest of the season. They will attack first and CAG will defend first.
Maybe Sun Sister were right all along. Maybe it is the power of friendship that's spurring on the Japanese players.
I'll tell you what, Sun Sister lives on in this team. Their head coach, XQQ, is from Sun Sister. Also the head coach of Team Japan, WC 2018.
There you go. Oh, so Cyclops Athlete Gaming, the Japanese, they've got samurais, they've got ninjas here. Well, not ninjas yet on Route 66, but they're going actually for a pretty tanky composition. They're going for the pulled pork, and on the other side, we're actually seeing Shia Lin on the May. What on earth is he going to be doing here?
Well, here's the interesting thing is he's going to try and block off part of this defense and allow a free hook to come through from a Kale, one that can't really be stopped, I guess would be the right word to describe it. Hong Kong Attitude will get a free pick if the wall can come down at an opportune space.
Ooh, nice shield from a team.
Well played so far. That's the kind of hook that we're opening, that we're really looking for in terms of opening from Hong Kong Attitude here. They haven't cleaned up the kill, and you'd think that with that freeze, Sabagod does, in fact, yeah, go down and a team in a really difficult place himself. Sabagod's revived and able to join his team, or is he, because the wall has blocked off 2 of the tanks? And that means they're both going to go down. Anakin's going to try and respond here. Dragon Strike does find Shailin, but it's not a decent trade when you consider that Hong Kong Attitude are still continuing to push. What HKA do have is angles.
Yeah, they haven't cleared the high ground yet, so both of these snipers up on the top, and unless they get hit by a hook from Macau, they can continue putting in damage here and continue picking off the members of Hong Kong Attitude. We do see a Ting here was the recipient of the nano boost not too long ago, just trying to hold out desperately on the cart, and we've got another Dragon Strike. That's Anakin's second one, I think?
It is, and it's a quick second one to Earthshatter. Did drop from a Ting, but didn't quite find the kills off the back of it, or at least not enough. And Anakin's been the thorn in the side of Hong Kong Attitude for this map. You thought Tayo was doing a lot of work in the earlier maps while Anakin's back in action after taking a bit of an extended break after Lijiang Tower. Back to close things out, back to continue and close this 4-0. That's Cyclops Athlete Gaming are looking for. Hong Kong Attitude, full reset.
Yep. Mango Jaya 2/3 of the way to that next nano boost. That gives them so much presence on the cart. The tank can swing the hammer and not really worry about getting taken down too fast. Anakin 2/3 of the way up to his 3rd Dragon Strike. This guy's building them up at an unholy rate, and you just see this the storm arrows there allowing him to build up the next one.
I mean, he's had 2 kills. This has been his most successful one as well. The self-destruct from Kemo Hororo not even required for CAG to clean up this point. Barely a response. Anakin goes down, but he's going to get raised up by Claire, so it doesn't even matter. Cyclops Athlete Gaming having a ball of a time. And I want to say statistically right now, and I have been looking at that timer, Anakin's had 1 Dragon Strike per minute, even faster.
That's an incredible effort. Samurai, he did use the supercharger in that last fight, so Hong Kong Attitude will be happy that that is no longer an option. They do have so much to
pulled off the high
right
ground.
Now. You could have a nano-boosted whole hog into a Graviton Surge on top of a Blizzard right now, and that sounds like hell for any professional team.
Alright, well this is the push where Hong Kong Attitude do have advantage. Look at the ultimates. 5 coming online. Macau low, come on. Macau could probably have healed that, you gotta think. Depth though, accurate shots will find their mark. Will find the one person that could have brought a dead player back. Hong Kong Attitude cannot afford to be dropping members right now. They're out of time.
And the other thing to note there was his Mercy had the Valkyrie up available. The only reason you might not take a breather on themselves is because you're trying to feed some ult to your Mercy. But she had ult. There was no reason for him not to do it, but she's had to switch. CQB is now on the Lucio just to try and speed them back to the point in time.
They're gonna need it. They should still win this fight. Theoretically, they should still win it because they got everything going for them. Where's the Blizzard? I think it got eaten up. Kemo Hororo. Tasty Blizzard going into his belly right now for Hong Kong Attitude. This is not the fight that goes their way. A hook's gonna come in, but Kemo Hororo double kill, stopping Macau from cleaning up Anakin, who's about to get another Dragon Strike. Call it 4 out of 4 right now. Doesn't. Oh, yep, there it is. Next to connection, Hong Kong Attitude. This is going to be, unfortunately, one of their worst maps so far. Not even going to complete the A push.
Just absolutely torn apart by Anakin. Denied by Kenmo Hororo. Stopped in place and taken out of cover by Samurai. Really, CAG putting every single role there on display. How good they are as a team, working together and just absolutely taking apart Hong Kong Attitude. Oh, man, I mean, in the last series we saw, we got down to Game 4 and you kind of wondered at that point whether they were just playing with them, but Cyclops Athlete Gaming have not taken their eyes off the prize. They want this to be a clean 4-0, no questions asked.
Yeah, let's take a look at this Blizzard again. I'm 99.9% sure it was eaten up, and I'm going to have that confirmed right this moment. Down it goes. Kemo Hororo has got a full belly full of Blizzard, and that means that CAG did not have to deal with that pesky ultimate, which would have definitely have made things somewhat more difficult, but ultimately, look, Kemo Hororo with the double kill and the self-destruct anyway would have probably have been enough just on its own. And Hong Kong Attitude have the very uncomfortable task now of trying to hold all of that A point themselves to try and win.
I mean, he threw it directly at the Diva. I mean, at that point, you've really got to be wondering, just that's definitely not the right play. And it was more of a snow cone, less of a blizzard in the end there for Kenmo Hororo. And well, we're gonna go on to the defense now, and this is almost as tough as trying to defend, you know, first tick on Anubis, should I say, with 5 minutes left. This is going to be such a tough ask for Hong Kong Attitude.
It's going to be near impossible. You never say never, but right now you're getting close to finishing that 5-letter word. And Hong Kong Attitude have, I mean, if they've got any tricks remaining, if they've got anything left to use, if they just have any hidden trump cards, it's got to be used right now. They've got to do anything they can. And this is pretty tricky. It hasn't been sniffed out just yet. Oh, yes, it has.
The surprise attack comes in, and Hong Kong Attitude, well, they do look a little bit surprised, but they are going to back off. Sorry, Cyclops, I should say, are being the ones being surprised. They're going with 3 DPS. Look at this. Kenmo Hororo, usually the off-tank player for them, is going to be on the Genji. Nope, he's actually switching back to the D.Va now that they have unveiled Hong Kong Attitude's composition for their defense.
But there is still only one healer. They do have 2 tanks now, so some damage mitigation there. Unfortunately, not mitigated enough to keep Anakin alive. And with the solo heal, currently you do have to be somewhat concerned for the overall health of Cyclops Athlete Gaming's members. The concern has been shifted away, though. Spawn advantage means they will get their full 6 back in depth. Clean headshot kill onto Shaolin. No res for Hong Kong Attitude. They can't really afford to lose members here because we're almost at the end.
Yeah, they cannot get a res there. There is no doctor on the field for Hong Kong Attitude. Dr. Ziegler has gone missing, or at least she's defected to the Japanese. Either way, Hong Kong Attitude, they've got one last chance here. Depp is about to reveal their position with the Infrasight. They've just come around the side.
That's one kill that they can be satisfied with. Claire going down means no more healing. CAG, this is going to be the most difficult point for them. They can afford to lose this fight, but only once. Possibly twice if you're going to really extend things. And Macau gets himself 3 kills, 2 on the pulse bomb. Mango Giant with the security coalescence. Probably didn't need it towards the end there, but you'll take it anyway because you're desperate. And for CAG, I mean, cut off the head of the snake. Well, yeah, Claire going down means the rest of them are not going to be able to sustain.
And all of a sudden, it comes back into the realm of possible here for Hong Kong Attitude. At least they know, we talked about the defending second and the advantage that gives you tonight, and this is what Hong Kong Attitude to try and hold on to here. Aggressive
plays. Look, he knows his target right now. Sadly for him, Sabagar's actually gone on to Azen. Oh, doesn't have a recall, doesn't have a blink. Straight off the map. See you later, Kenmo Hororo doing the work again. Sabagar going down. But Claire still has his life there, which means he can get a res. He can also continue the healing. They have 2 healers, they have the Valkyrie, they have some time remaining, 130. Cut, as a reminder, is in a pretty decent position. Shaolin himself. Now we definitely do have a ninja on Route 66, unspotted, blade, ready to go. Spots his first target, does collect that one up Sabagar. No response, Anakin down, dip down. Ooh, Hong Kong Attitude really making CAG fight for this.
Solid win there. None of the Hong Kong Attitude members, I don't think, went down, which is very important considering, as we said, they don't have a mercy. They can't res them back up, but they have used the Dragon Blade, leaving them with not very much. They've got a Coalescence and a Pulse Bomb to work with in this next fight. Not the most impactful of ultimates, but they've at least eaten a minute 10 off the clock. With 50 seconds left, Cyclops Athlete Gaming have one more shot at pushing this through.
CAG are getting a bit frisky right now because they can't find the composition that works. Depth's going to change. I'll to get another hero to attempt to find the picks required to get that push and the cut across the line. For Hong Kong Attitude, Ultimate's coming online. Mango Giant Coalescence. The stick coming through from Macau does not find the target as Sabagar punishes him. Then enters the Transcendence. Coalescence not going to do enough right now. 3 kills, 2.5. Now that's officially 3. Where's your healers right now? Where's your damage? Where's your attitude? Because CAG are barreling on to complete this push. We need more Hong Kong members to be available, but they're just not there. CAG should be looking for the cleanup. We'll find the cleanup. Last couple of members alive. It's all over for the crying, I gotta say right now. A couple more members that just are looking to deliver themselves to Cyclops Athlete Gaming. That's going to be the 4-0 sweep of Hong Kong Attitude. Japan has done it. This is their first 4-0 sweep and now they are unequivocally taking the lead, #1 in Group B.
Yeah, where's that dragon spirit, AVRL? That's not the attitude I know. That Hong Kong attitude usually show us a great showing here from the Japanese team. They've taken them out a comprehensive victory there. Really looking like the better team on all 4 maps, so it's no surprise that we get that clean sweep.
Feels absolutely amazing for the CAG side, and I think if I know there are Japanese fans out there, it's just a brilliant victory. Now they've taken down all the best teams in their group. You mentioned this while we were sort of in the break there, but Xavier, they've already defeated. Blanca out of there, they beat Blanca in week 1. Now they've taken down Hong Kong Attitude. You've kind of said it here, but the remaining 2 matches for them are what would now be, unfortunately, the truth would be a couple of the weaker teams. Maybe Nova put up a bit of a fight here, because Nova have been doing a pretty decent job, but no one can realistically hold a candle to CAG right now. A 5-0 should certainly be on the cards for this team.
Yeah, no, we've got a couple of maps against the top teams in the group, HKA and CAG, but they really weren't able, against Xavier, and they really weren't able to put up the performance of the likes of CAG, and now they're looking like, I think they're going to get first seed. That's Group A is still a mystery to us. It's still shrouded in results, but it looks like Group B feels Contenders, Cyclops are really going to be going through in that first